Welcome to the sixth and final session of the JA Economics for Success program. Today's activity is called What's the Risk? And the materials that you need are the table tents, the risk insurance cards, which we'd encourage you to tear apart before going into the classroom, the risk bingo sheets, which also need to be torn in half for the students, the What's the Risk charts, as well as the certificates of achievement for the graduation portion. Today's activity is all about insurance and the importance of considering insurance to help us manage the risks we have in life. We have risks all the time and we manage them in a variety of ways. We help manage the risk of car accidents by putting on seatbelts. We manage the risk of fire by having fire extinguishers and smoke detectors. Well, in finances, we also have managements of risk, and that comes with insurance. So what you'll notice is that there are some talking points that will help you lead the discussion as you open up the conversation regarding insurance with the students. What you can do is hand out the What's the Risk charts. What you'll notice is that this is not going to be utilized in the main activity today. However, it's a great resource for the students to reference as you continue the conversation regarding premiums, co-pays, etc. You will note that there is an extended learning opportunity at the end of the activity that these charts can be used more so. So even though they're not going to be used in the bulk of it, it is a great reference for the students to have. And that extended learning opportunity might be something that the teacher wants to consider utilizing after your final visit. The actual activity today is going to be play risk bingo. And so the students are each going to get a risk bingo card, and they also need a risk insurance card. So each student needs one of each of these cards. And what you're going to do is you are going to be reading a series of scenarios, and the students are going to have to decide if they have the proper insurance and coverage in order to place a chip on their bingo card. So what they'll notice is that each of the risk insurance cards are different, and each one of them is missing one of the key 5 insurances that are highlighted in this program. Along with that, some of them have disclosures on here that they do not actually cover certain things. So for example, there might be a disclosure that it doesn't cover braces. So what the students are going to need to do is they are going to need to look at their bingo card as well as their risk insurance card to try to decide if they have the opportunity to make a check on their bingo card. Now you can do a couple things. If you want to, you could bring in small candy and have that be what the students use to cover their bingo cards. You could use small slips of paper, or you could simply have the students draw an X on their card when they actually get one that matches. What you as the volunteer are going to do is you are going to use the risk bingo scenarios found in your guidebook to walk them through this activity. And in order to make sure that everybody's on the same page, you want to read the first scenario, which is actually the free space. But what you're going to do is you're going to read the scenario, and there's a bolded word in each one of the scenarios. And that's the word that you want to emphasize because that's the word that's going to match what's on their bingo card. So the first step is for them to find the word to see if it even is on their card. And then from there, they're going to check their risk insurance card to see if they have that coverage, as well as if they have, to see if they have the type of insurance, as well as to see if they have the coverage for that situation. If so, the students can go ahead and mark their bingo cards accordingly. And then you're going to go to the next situation. So you'll notice everybody has the free space, which is in the center under warranty. You are then going to continue to choose scenarios to read. And what you want to make sure to do is you want to choose the scenarios from each of the categories. So you don't want to go in order. Instead, you want to ping pong throughout your book and actually read one from the home chunk, one from dental, one from health, etc. That way it scatters it around and allows all the students the opportunity to get their game cards filled up. Once the students get 5 in a row, they can call out bingo. And what you can do is verify their card that they actually you had read the scenario and they actually have insurance coverage. And then you would declare your winner. Depending upon gameplay, you might want to consider having them play it one more time. Or what you can do is move into the extended learning opportunity. So what you can do is you can go into the extended learning opportunity, which would have the students actually turn their risk bingo cards over to where you can see the money signs. And they're going to tear these apart so that they have individual money cards. Then what they're going to do is on each card, they are going to write down one of the favorite things they like to purchase. So for example, movies, jeans, clothing, ice cream, whatever it might be, they can go ahead and write down their favorite things to buy on these cards. Then what you're going to do is you're going to tell them that they need to consider purchasing insurance. And if they're going to purchase insurance, it's going to cost them money. So more than likely, they're going to have to give up some of these favorite things to purchase in order to have enough money to buy the insurance. So what you're going to do is anybody who wants to purchase insurance, they're going to give up 3 of their cards. And so they're going to give you 3 of their money cards, and you are in turn going to give them one of the risk insurance cards. So they can choose whether or not they want to purchase it. Then the next part of this activity is where you are actually going to randomly select a student's name out of the class, and you are going to read their name into one of the risk bingo scenarios that we had previously used for the bingo game. So you would put their name in the situation, whatever happens, and what you're going to do is you're going to ask them, do they have insurance to cover this? And if they do, they're good to go. If they don't, they need to pay you 3 of their bills. That is an extension activity that you can do if there's time, and if the bingo takes longer, that's absolutely not a problem. But you do want to make sure that you take some time at the end to again have a summary and review about the key concepts and terms. Take the last few minutes of your class to do a mini graduation with the students. There are certificates of achievement in your kit that you can fill out to give to the students, and just note there is a place for you and the classroom teacher to sign them, but there's also templates on our website at jasd.org where you can print these as well. Take a few minutes, whether or not you use the certificates, to thank the students for their participation and to congratulate them for a job well done and to encourage them on future successes they will have. I always like to highlight high school graduation. I have a student come up to the front to role play with me how to have a good firm handshake and how to properly receive an award. I always talk to them about the importance of a good firm handshake where you go V to V, you don't rip my arm off, you're not a limp fish, but rather you have a good firm handshake. And I always talk to the students about the importance of making sure that they have good eye contact as well. So I'll role play with them receiving an award where you receive it over, you shake under. I often will say congratulations, you can say thank you, and move along your way. It's always great to emphasize some of those key attributes of smiling, eye contact, good firm handshake, and then allowing the students the opportunity to come up and actually practice those elements. You can do that by handing out the certificates, but you could also use a special treat such as a candy or other special treat that you bring in. If you do bring in special treats, we do ask that you make sure to clear those with your teacher, and please make sure that they are peanut free due to allergies that are so often in our schools. Since this is your final session, we would encourage you to please email our office to indicate that you have completed all 6 sessions. Please use the following prompt to email the JA office your class completion. Thanks for teaching JA Economics for Success.